It's that Christmas weekend, y'all.
Another Christmas in the trenches.
Yeah. Can't believe this year passed by so quick.
Nah, bro, this is like what barbers really look forward to is this time of year. This is where we make this
trust.
is like the holiday bonus.
Trust. Chefs too, man. Everybody wants to spend that money on the big dinners,
sir,
yo.
Yes, sir. Yo. Here
we go.
Another one. We got 40 episodes now.
Number 40.
Yo,
40.
We're here with the owner of Blades and Braids, Abby.
Thank you for coming, Abby. I appreciate you.
We appreciate you being on set with us today. My boy, another one in the book, so we got it.
We in this motherfucker. Here we go, dude.
How was your last week, fam?
Oh, you know, it was one of the most blessed weekends of my year, dude. Got
you had your little vacation and shit like that?
Hey, Lil, come on, man. That's a big vacation. Okay. No, it was. You know what I mean? All year long, I didn't do nothing. I spent some money on a little vacation. Went to Fort Lauderdale, my old stomping grounds, bro, where I grew up and shit.
Hell yeah.
Saw some of my old homies, my homie Brandon. Shout out homie Brandon. He's going to get married next year, so we did a little bachelor party for him.
What's up? Hell yeah.
Yeah, we didn't go to a strip club, so I'm going to start lying right here. We didn't go to a strip club, and we didn't have crazy ass fucking nuts.
Girl don't listen to shit,
No, it's all good. She gave the blessing, bro. She said, go have a good time, bro. Go have a good time. You know what I mean?
Worthy.
Yeah, don't come back with syphilis. You know what I mean? Like, no, but it was all good. We had a great time. You know, let it out, let it loose. You know, relaxed at the same time. Homie Josh Domino, shout out. He put it all together and he fucking did a good job with the Airbnb. We went out to dinner, had dinner at a place called Steak 954. Man, I can't ask for nothing better. That was fucking. I had a 18-ounce Wagyu steak, little foie gras on top. Damn. I mean, that shit was cooked to the fucking T, bro. It was really fucking good, and the service was crazy good. Like they were scraping the tables, you know, making sure every course was nice and clean, new silverware. Right. It was a good spot, man. It was really nice.
Just to kind of go out there and chill and
chill, man, relax.
Bit,
yeah,
take some
exactly.
Time right before you start getting to that busy time.
Yeah, man. I almost spent the whole year just working. You know what I mean? But make sure y'all still go out there and celebrate. You know what I mean? Don't be just grind. You know, you gotta let it loose just a little bit. You know what I mean? Don't lose it while you're letting loose.
Work hard, play hard though.
Yeah, and wake up and just keep going, man. That's why I'm saying I woke up the other day, man. Just started getting that calendar full, like, yo, man, talking about the barber season coming up, right?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. This is the time where, you know, we were just talking about it earlier today at the shop. Like, we don't get holiday pay. Mm-hmm. We don't get time off.
Right.
We don't get insurance. We don't get none of that shit, man. So, you know, a lot of us are upping the price, and it's just because of that, because we're taking time away from our families. And we understand you need a cut, you need the service, but you're not paying for the service, you're paying for the time that
100%. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yo, before we get started with this episode, is brought to you by Liquid Dirt.
Yes, sir.
Pop this motherfucker open.
Boom.
Damn, that shit was cool. 3-way. Bury it alive.
Hey, that's my favorite flavor, by the way.
No pun intended.
Favorite flavor right here, dog. So how was your week, dog? How was your week while I was in fucking sunny Florida?
Bro, I mean, it was busy, bro. Like, you know, obviously the week right before Christmas is not gonna be busy, crazy.
Right, I bet you it might be slow.
Yeah. But I was counting on it to be a little slow, but you know, thank God that I was just as busy as I'm gonna be this week. So. Big ups to that shit, man. Everything just falling into place right now. Like I said, nothing really crazy is going on because I'm just waiting for the last part of the year to kind of finish up so we can start getting into that 2024 drive and shit.
Your lady's still doing good? Baby's doing good?
Oh yeah, she's doing good. We just had another appointment today, man. He's looking good, looking strong.
Excellent.
A couple weeks out, man. So hopefully my son will be out maybe like 3 weeks or something like that.
Damn. Yeah. You already got them footballs ready? You got the tiny one?
Yeah, I'm already fucking in my head how I'm gonna train him and what I'm gonna feed him and shit like that.
Get him on some protein early.
We going D1. We going D1 for sure.
Is that baby powder? You got a baby powder. How much protein in that baby powder?
Yeah, for sure, dog. But everything's blessed, man. I can't complain, dog.
Excellent.
Yeah, another one in the books, bro. We good. How about you, Abby? How was your last week?
It was good. It was pretty busy actually, but it's like how they say. It's just how you say, like, the week before Christmas is never always that busy, or it always is busy. But yeah, my weekend was pretty busy, honestly.
That's good.
Till today, especially this week for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy.
One of your niche things that you do is braids. So I bet since they last about 2 weeks, it's good. People probably try to get in there early, right?
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking because last week it was pretty slow a little bit, but I was like, everybody's waiting for their 2-week braids, you know. They
Yeah,
don't wanna,
for sure.
They want it to last for Christmas and New Year's. They don't want for it to last.
Yeah, you gotta be smart, man. You gotta
Christmas.
be, you know, get that budget. Balling on a budget. That's what we do right here. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know all about that.
Make it every dollar makes matters. You know what I mean?
But I mean, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, what were you doing before you started barbering and shit? Like, a little bit of history. Give us a little bit of history about yourself.
Okay, damn, that was actually.
Are you
a
from
long
El Paso?
time ago.
First of all, are you from El
Paso?
Born and raised.
Okay,
El Paso.
awesome. That's what's up.
Where'd you graduate from?
I graduated from El Dorado High School.
El Dorado.
Yeah.
What year?
2013.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 28 right now.
All right, don't you say the graduation day? It's like we know that.
Trying to do the math.
I know. I'm like, let me just tell you my age real quick. Yeah. So I graduated from high school. When I graduated from high school, I did not know what I wanted to do. That's one thing I always get asked. Like, man, how did you get into the barber industry? And I'm always like, honestly, I didn't know what to do after high school. I was lost. I was like,
shoot.
But I didn't want to seem like I wasn't doing anything at the time either. When I graduated, I went to EPCC Valle Verde for just 2 semesters. I was in Valle Verde and Trans Mountain at the same time. They didn't have the same classes in the same building, so I had to do both.
Yeah.
And it was
like
a
that.
hassle. At the same time, I was working at Express at the mall.
Oh, nice. That's what's up.
And I was there for about, I want to say 7 months. And then after that, I just went into cosmetology school right after. And I stopped working for a while. I was babysitting. That's pretty much what I was doing. I have a lot of nieces and nephews that for sure I was babysitting.
And you picked cosmetology just because like you like makeup and hair and
I just thought it was an easy way out. At the time I was going out a lot, and I met a lot of Puerto Rican people that were coming from Puerto Rico to here to El Paso just to cut hair, and I was like, why? And they were making it, they were making it. So I was like, it caught my eye that at that time I was like, damn, it was really the money that I was like, okay, it's easy money, but I mean, in the long run, I was like, damn, this was not as easy as I thought it was gonna be.
Like using the clippers and actually cutting hair?
The clippers and actually, doing that. When I wanted to go to barber school eventually, but barber school, it had to be money out of pocket, and I didn't have that. So I went into cosmetology school, and financially it helped me out there. And then I still had to pay half of it. But yeah, I was there in cosmetology school, and right when I got out of cosmetology school, my whole thing there was I wanted to learn men's haircut. But in cosmetology school, they don't really teach you that.
They teach you a lot of
They don't teach you
females.
They don't teach you a fade? They don't teach you a fade?
Not really.
It's like a week-long course of men's cutting, right? In cosmetology school. Yeah.
I could think it was probably just the day that they were like, okay, this is what we're going to do today, and the next day is going to be something different. Because there's a lot in cosmetology. There's nails, there's lashes, there's hair, there's makeup, everything, facials. Yeah, it's a lot of different stuff. So mostly on the women's side.
What gravitated you towards the men? Like, why'd you want to cut men's hair?
Because of that. I thought it was easy money. The fact that the people were coming to El Paso and just cutting hair and getting
the Boricuas was making it look easy.
Getting $20 a haircut. I was like, damn. I'm trying to make that money
right now.
$20
Shit, that sounds good.
Right now. that was back then. $20 a haircut. That was by appointment as well too.
That was a lot of money back then, huh? And now you're like...
Sure.
So did you end up... so like out of cosmetology school, did you go to a barber shop, or where'd you go?
No, so actually when I was in cosmetology school, I started working at the small salon. It's called Linda's Hair Salon.
Okay.
And I was there for about, I want to say 7 months.
So are we shouting out Linda's Hair Salon? They teach you good there? They teach you good? Yeah.
Shout out.
For sure.
Shout out Linda.
There you go, Linda. Doing her thing.
It was the first time grabbing a clipper in that place, and,
cool.
And I learned a little bit of everything. It was a hair salon of just everything. It was manicures, haircuts, massages. I didn't do massage, but it was a little bit
one of the
everything.
things we talk about is like sometimes when you walk into a spot, barbershops or even those type of shops can be like territorial. Did you get a lot of help, or was it a lot of open arms, or was it
what year was this?
Man, this was when I was still in school. So this is a funny story because obviously you can't work when you don't have a license,
right?
But
yeah.
Well, we did it though.
Anyway, yeah.
Things happen.
It's funny because I was looking for a job while I was in school, and they were like, "Hey, there's this place, Linda's Hair Salon, that you could You could do shampoo there since I already had my ID for shampooing.
So
They were like, you can shampoo there. So I was like, okay, so I'm just gonna go in there shampooing. And no, sure enough, the owner was like, bring your clippers, bring everything. So I was like, no, like I don't know how to do any of this. Like I'm new to this.
Yeah.
And he was like, it's okay. Like this girl's gonna help you out. So literally, I was just thrown in there, not knowing anything. I pretty much, I could tell you that I did messed up a lot of people.
I was just gonna say.
I did.
Yeah.
I can tell
Same
you I
here,
messed up
same
a lot
here.
of people.
Because back then they would just throw you in, and that was it. Like you say you can cut,
and I
okay.
did not know anything. I knew this guy in cosmetology school that he was trying to be a barber as well, and he went the same route as me, and he kind of taught me a little bit, like the clippers, like on how the steps of it, but of course the blending is the technique.
That's
of
the bread and butter right there.
It's a talent or what? It's hard to.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell somebody just do this and do that, but it's really all the little details that you have to do to blend in that.
You got to detail the details, dog.
I think I can like kind of translate because like I can show you how to saute food up, but like it's like 1, 2, 3, but it's like once you do it 1,000 times, you know the actual steps and how it comes out the best. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Like that.
Exactly. I get a lot of people asking me, especially some of my clients, the younger clients, like, oh, I want to be a barber too, because they see the money, they see, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And you're booked up, your schedules kind of, you can manipulate your schedule how you want it. They see all that shit, the freedom. I want to learn how to cut.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, all right, man, we'll come post up. You know what I mean? And then they start doing it, and they're like, oh shit, like
they give up quickly.
This is as hard as I thought it was.
So the blending is the hardest part. That's like I could teach you. You could teach me how, but the blending is the hardest part. What about like actual like symmetry? Like, you know what I mean? The way it to where
I mean that is also too goes with the blending too, because I mean obviously like you make your guideline, and your guideline has to be nice and straight and you know what I mean, symmetrical. So if your step 1 is fucked up, the rest of the cut's gonna be fucked up. You know what I mean? So
and that too. A lot of people have a different type of hair too as well. So that's a big thing right there. Like you're not always gonna get the same type of hair. So this person's hair could be a lot more difficult than just another type of hair.
Yeah, I noticed because like, and then there's some people that have like perfect hair. Like you do a fade, you're like, holy fuck, I'm an artist.
And
I'm a goddamn Picasso.
Automatically, you start seeing the blending in. But there's times also that you have like, man, why isn't this blending in? Like, what do I got to do? Got to go over the steps all over again.
Like, because like as a chef, every vegetable looks different. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're cutting potatoes are like not the greatest. You know, you got to make it work though. You know what I mean? So
certain seasonings that you might not know about or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah,
turmeric
for sure. Right. I guess for sure. So you walk in. So one day like you like I got this, and then some hair type will come in, and you're like, oh fuck, it's brand new.
Yeah.
Cool. So those days, you remember those days though, like coming up and like learning.
I do remember those days a lot because I can tell you still till this day I could probably. There's times that I'm like, oh my god, like.
Still?
Okay, let me try to do it. But I already know. I guess I already have the confidence, but I still do struggle sometimes with some type of hairs.
Yeah, that's what's up though. Like not everybody's willing to go and put it out there and say. I mean, you know that I'm not gonna say I fucked up. I was about to say. That shit, but I still. I mean, certain textures, dog. You know what I mean? It's just hard to do.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm sure you get this where they show you a picture of what they want.
Yeah.
And it's not close to their hair at all.
Yeah.
It's like a model they're showing you. They're not a model. You know what I'm saying? They're like, I can give you the cut, but might not look like that. You know what I'm saying? But
you're showing me the dartboard, and I'm gonna throw my dart close to the bullseye, but
it almost be close there, dog. It's almost there.
And you gotta make sure to throw that out there too before you do the haircut, because then they'll be like, "Oh, it doesn't look like the picture."
Yeah,
you don't look like the picture.
Right.
Trying to fake Jack's answer the game. And let's be very real, because like sometimes I don't know, like product makes a difference. So like sometimes my clients buy stuff from Walmart, and it could be like just even outdated or just not just like garbage, bruised tomatoes and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I'm gonna do my best. This is not the highest quality of ingredients, so like I'm gonna do my best. And it does come out good, most of the time. But sometimes I like to shop for myself, most of the time.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what kind of fruits to get and all that.
Exactly. What tools you guys know. What tools that's why I see you guys. I respect because you guys got so many tools, different tools, and specific tools for different things and stuff like that, man.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. I mean, it's to the point for me. Like it's like just so second nature.
Yeah.
By the end of the cut, I'm like, I'm done. Like
the way you guys move.
You know what I mean?
You guys, I can hear.
Yeah.
For sure.
The clippers shit going up and down.
Hell yeah. And then the way she moves too, you can see her in the mirror. She looks like she's doing some like
With my
crazy-
nails,
with
I
your
got nails
yeah.
for my
Yeah, when she's doing the braids. you
That's
see
all
it.
you hear.
Digging that shit in your.
Yeah, for sure.
So you were at Linda's.
Yeah.
How long were you at Linda's before you ventured off into your next spot? Or
Yeah, and then the second part of the question is what made you venture off? Like what was the
So I was at Linda's
time.
for a while. I don't really remember how long I was there, but I remember I was graduating from cosmetology school as well, and then I stopped working at Linda's. I don't remember why I stopped working there, but
you didn't want to get like a full-time job there? Did you like the crowd?
I guess at the time it was just
was it like an older crowd?
It was definitely an older crowd.
Okay.
Yeah,
You were
it was
like,
more-
I'm about to go in the game now. I know where to go. I know where to go.
No, and actually from there I went I started working at this place called, once I got my license, I started working at this place called Cujo Haircuts. Cujo Cuts.
Cool Joe. Okay.
Cujo Haircuts. Yeah, shout out them too, because honestly, I feel like that was my go-to to go to the barber
That little
industry,
launching pad.
you know?
That you like. Sometimes it's a bad one, sometimes good, but that your first one was a good experience.
Yeah,
good.
and there it was an hourly pay job. Like they paid me $7.25 an hour, and I was doing literally it was all men's haircut place. I was doing like about the most I had done a day was 25 clients a day. So
including
I guess,
kids, probably random in there
kids,
too. Shoot.
including everything, and this were haircuts that you had to finish in 21 minutes. They would time you. And you had to do 21 minutes.
I'm gonna time you next time. I'm gonna time you next time.
I can't even ball you out in 21 minutes.
No, and I try to time myself now,
Yeah.
and I'm like, there's no way. Now I take my hour with my haircut,
Sure,
and
for sure.
it's a big difference as well, because I mean it's more detailed now. But
That was probably like the greatest experience though. Like to hey, 21 minutes, get
Yeah.
them done. You know, and you're
Yeah.
like, all right, no matter what, all right, well, you good?
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, yeah.
Have a nice day.
that's how you
You're
get
good?
what you get.
Yeah. I'll see you next week. See you next week. Shit, hell yeah.
And these people would come. They would come. They had a lot of clientele. I can tell you that I feel like those places have more clientele than a regular barbershop.
That's the way my mom used to take me. We used to just go randomly to fucking Supercuts and get, you know,
And do you
get in
think
line.
it's because of the price?
No, I think it's more in and out. You know, people are
There's
always
people
trying
that
to
just
be in
want
and
on
out.
that
Yeah, because I remember my mom only had like a certain time to get a haircut. Like this little gap. It's like I can get you then. If you don't have time, you're not here. You can't get no haircut. You know what I mean?
I think
So,
for me
like,
it was because
be
of the
waiting.
price. That my mom was like, you know,
But eventually-
you got $10.
Yeah.
Eventually, homie. I remember
my change back.
Eventually, homie in the block. Shout out Ricky Deutsch. He's still doing his thing in South Florida, man. He's big time barber. But $5 right at his crib. I'd be like, Mom, $5. I need that $5 for the haircut. And there'd be a line at his house to get a cut. Yeah. And this was 11th grade, like freshman year.
So I was like, what, 2004?
Oh, let's still go on. This was
anyway.
96, dog. 96,
Oh,
96,
shit,
dog.
96.
Wow.
Many moons ago.
Many moons ago, dog. That's why I said $5. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I think
I
at
was
the
like,
at the actual Supercuts, they might have been charging 10, maybe 8, maybe 8.
$8.95.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
They put
exactly.
the 95.
With that $10, you were good. You know what I mean? Like, walk out. It's all good.
That is crazy, because I remember haircuts for women being $7 a haircut, and I was like, wow.
Damn.
Yeah, now they're
the
like
game
about
has
50.
changed.
A
yo.
lot. It has changed a lot, but it's a good experience experiencing the fast route, you know, and doing fast haircuts and getting paid hourly, because I feel like now I appreciate more getting
I was about
paid
to say that.
By
per
the cut.
haircut.
Yeah, of
'cause
course.
That's
And
really
taking
what
your time and, you know what I mean, you know,
What does
falling
it
in love
so
with the craft
what does
a
it take
little
to
bit.
break into that? Did you get tired of the hourly? You knew there was more. You heard about more, or
I mean, my goal was to go to a barbershop. I already wanted.
So you were happy there?
I already knew I wanted to be at a barbershop. I was good there. Just the fact that they were paying me hourly. My mentality at the time was like, "What? I'm doing 17 haircuts a day." Like,
And
I
keeping
could be
tips
getting
though, right?
paid. Yeah, you keep
with like $3 a tip.
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
5 and stuff like that. But I was like, damn. I could be making 17 haircuts at a barbershop and getting
start
paid
doing the
per
math,
hour.
like,
Yeah,
shit.
you're like, man, I could be making so much money.
So that's the hustle mentality though. You're like starting to think, okay, well, I'm good at this now. My trade, my craft. I'm good at my craft now. And what's the options? You know, what are you making? What's good?
Yeah.
So did you find a barbershop after Cujo's?
So I was actually, when I was at Cujo's, I was trying to look for another place to work at, and this is what I talk about in my video.
Okay. Yeah. That's what started the whole thing, is that because I follow her and then I saw the video. It was just like, oh shit, damn, she's got some real fire, yo. Like she's usually quiet when I walk in. She's like hi or whatever. Or when she did my hair, we talked whatever. But man, low key, but she had something to say that day. So I appreciate
what kind of impressed me of what you just said right now is that you could have went to a barbershop. A bigger scale, back then was like Notorious, Capone, Blessed had just opened up.
Yeah.
So you had options, right?
I had options.
But you chose to go to Cool Joe's because you wanted more experience. You wanted to get better at what you do and not feel like I'm him now. I can go do this. I think to me that's a problem with a lot of young barbers now, where they pick up a clipper, they cut up for like 3 months, and then now they want to go into a barbershop and charge $40, $50 for a cut.
Yeah.
When, you know what I mean? There's levels to this shit.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And you definitely, you yourself decided, I'm going to do this the hard way a little bit. You kind of chose the longer way.
Yeah, and I mean, it was pretty cool because within a couple months that I was there, they made me shift manager there, so I started getting paid a little bit more. And I mean, I saw it as a great opportunity because I felt like I was learning the business side, you know what I mean, more than just the haircut side, which I don't think they teach you that a lot. If you go into a barbershop, they don't really teach you about that, In this place here, we had meetings monthly. They had you greet every client that was there. They would make you practice, like, hey, okay, say it. How are you gonna say it? Like, hi, welcome to Cujo's. Like, you gotta say it louder. Like, you can't say it like that. They would practice.
Nice.
So,
Damn.
I mean, to me, that's. Now, if you go to my barbershop, I'm always like, "Hi, how can I help you?" I'm always greeting everybody.
It's ingrained in you. Yeah, it's ingrained,
fire, man.
And to me, that taught me, like, man, you can really mess up a bad haircut, but as long as your customer service is on point,
1,000%.
You're gonna have
Hell
people either come back.
You'll get it next week.
Exactly. But they'll come back. They'll come back, or so I
That's
always
a gem
say,
right
man,
there, yo.
I always say customer service is a must. If you don't have that, you can be the greatest barber, but if you don't have good customer service, you might just get the people that really just want to sit down and get a haircut.
And just to be devil's advocate, though, there are bad barbers that don't greet cut and still make a fucking gang of loot.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But what is that? Why is that?
To me, I feel like I said, I've evolved, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a point in time where I got to a point where I felt like I was hot shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm making good money. I got clientele. I got more clientele than I could even deal with,
Bet.
And I feel like that played with my ego a little bit.
Sure.
And when the client would get in the chat, I wouldn't talk anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Like you just like getting it done.
About you, dog. Just give me my fucking money.
Yeah.
But I saw a lot of those clients like not come back and kind of slowly kind of drift away and shit because when you go to a barbershop, dog, it's like
the volume.
It's talking to your therapist, dog. You're talking to somebody that knows you,
sees
you every week.
They're
telling you their drama. They're telling you their fucking day to day.
That's the investment a barber needs to make, rather than taking the volume and maybe you're doing 15 cuts every day. You're working 7 days a week, and you can act like that. You think you can because the barbershop's always full. But the other flip side of it is you could do 17 cuts a day, or maybe even 10, and still make a good living. You know what I mean? Exactly. And have those recurring clients that go weekly. Your weekly clients, man, shit.
Build relationships is what I say. Yeah, man. You gotta build relationships, dog. Because a lot of I always say it all the time. I'm not the best barber in El Paso.
Yeah,
hands down. I'm not the best barbershop.
Confident, and you are, though. You actually are a badass barber. So stop playing.
Don't get me wrong.
Stop playing.
I got my shit together. But I'm not. And even at the shop, they asked the other day. They asked me, "Who's the best barber in here, dog?" You are, huh, Vic? And they think of me because I own it. I'm like, nah. Jam's the best barber in the shop.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I'm willing to put it to him because I know for a fact he is.
Yeah.
But it's the relationships that I build.
That's something we got to talk about too, because that's something we got to talk about too, because maybe I hesitate to pull the trigger, man, because I hire a lot of apprentices, younger cats than me. I haven't yet hired somebody that potentially could be better than me. You know what I mean? Like somebody that has excellent skills. And I actually have the income and the clients to hire somebody like that. So. That should be a move I make, man. What are the pros and cons of hiring somebody like Jam, like an ace? What's the pros and cons of hiring an ace like that?
The pro dog is obviously, with me getting Jam in there, dog, that was my number one guy.
Right.
You know, trying to get Jam in because he's a socialite. He likes to go out. I know you know who Jam is, right?
Yeah.
He's out.
Yeah.
He's out at the bar. And I'm not saying that's bad or good or whatever.
Right, it's him.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
that he's out there in the streets.
Yeah, right,
You know what I'm
for sure,
saying? I'm
for
a little
sure.
bit more conservative. You know, I got a family and shit like that. I quit drinking, so I don't be at the bar.
Right.
But I wanted a guy like him because I know he's gonna talk about business when he's out, you know, doing whatever the fuck he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Where do you work at? Drip Studio. Who's there? King Vic. Da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So he was a guy that was he was like my gravity. He was gonna pull other barbers towards the shop. He was gonna pull clientele to the shop. That's the pro to it. The con might be he's a big dog. He's an alpha. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm an alpha too. We're all alphas in there. So sometimes, you know what I mean, conversations be getting wild. Your shit talking be getting a little wild, you know what I'm saying? Like you were there earlier.
Yeah, for sure,
So,
for sure.
you know what I mean? That's the only con to it. But if you can deal with that, it's good. It's gravy.
So, and to break it down, like it's ego. If your egos don't clash, you don't let the egos clash. Do you have any experience in that? Like, I mean, when you hire, like for your barber,
I mean,
for
man,
barbershop?
I have a lot of badass people working with
Yeah,
me
for
right
sure,
now. So,
for sure.
and I can tell you that their work is a lot better than
Sorry, we
me
haven't even
in
named
certain-
your shop yet, but shout out Blades and Braids.
Shout out
barbers.
Blades and
Yeah,
Braids,
for sure,
Barber
for sure.
Studio,
Everybody
yes.
cutting
Shout out
up
Blades
on
and
that.
Braids.
Yeah. But
Man, yeah, right now I have a really good barber, and I can tell you that I also have a really good braider as well. So honestly, to me, that's awesome because I just want to bring the best.
Give your
people
team a
to
shout out,
my-
man. Give your
to
team a
my
shout
barber.
out.
Hey, I want to shout
Who's
out.
working with you?
I want to shout out Melissa, Emma, Kimmy, Victor, Alina, Francia, and Angela
There
from
you go.
Blades and Braids Barber Studio.
Hell yeah.
Hit them up. They all do braids. They all do
Your
haircuts.
boss just putting you on right now, fam.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely that east side off of Edgemere and
On Edgemere,
for
yeah.
sure.
The first roundabout.
There you go. But like, so hiring. So like, do you see ego? Like, I mean, because are you a person that can?
Well, before we get there,
Yeah.
So you were working at Cool Joe's, and then you worked at what's the second shop after that you started working at? What barber shop did you start working?
So when I worked at Cool Joe's, this person, Gilbert, it was called GQ Barber Lounge. Have you ever heard of that barber shop?
That's where I worked. That was
No way,
notorious.
really? That was, yeah, it used to be notorious. So that was literally across the street from Cool Joe's where I was working at.
All right, on Trevino.
It was on Montwood
Montwood.
and
On
Zaragoza.
Oh, okay.
That's the old spot.
That's the old spot.
That's
Very
the stomping
old,
grounds right there.
So, I mean, after it was notorious, it was
GQ.
GQ Barber Lounge. And Gilbert, he actually hit me up and he's like, hey, I know you're a cosmetologist. We're actually hiring. And I was like, damn, well, I'm working over here at this time. Like, I don't want to quit this job because it was more secure than for me to go to an actual barber shop and then just get paid. And I had to pay rent, you know? So it seemed hard at the time. And
Make that move on the paycheck, yeah.
yeah, it was really hard. So I was like, what I can do is I can work over here in the mornings and then I can go to the shop in the afternoon.
That was smart. Yeah,
It was
hell yeah,
right
you
across the
figured it
street.
out.
So I was doing both at the same time. I want to say I did it for about 3 months. And I saw Hector a while ago, Hector from Superiority. I had seen him even before that, and I had told him that I was getting my cosmetology license. And he had mentioned, hey, I'm going to open my barbershop. You should come. And I was like, cool. So when I was already working at both, Hector was sending me pictures of the barbershop that he was building. So
which was
that's
like
when
the
he
cool
was
shit,
like-
right? He put like a nice, elegant kind of style
yeah,
to
it was a very different shop
Yeah.
from
Which
everything.
one was that? Sorry.
Superiority.
Oh,
okay.
On the Trevino. Shout out to Hector, dog, for sure.
Yeah.
That
He's
was a
still in the
mon-
game?
Badass
Still in the game?
barber. Yeah.
I had the privilege of cutting with him while he was coming up with the shop. I was cut right next to him at Trendsetters. Cut right next to him. And he was I thought I was hot shit, dog, going in. But they sat me next to him and I was like, God.
So King Vic, was this early like influence on you there?
He was an influence on me to take more time on my cuts and just be more meticulous. Because I was fast.
Boom.
I like to be fast,
Yeah.
but I could cut you good,
Yeah.
but I'm quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
now he took me like, yo, just slow down a little bit. Más paciencia, Victor. Más paciencia.
Yeah,
You know, he would always tell me
definitely
that
does
shit.
take his time with his haircuts, but man, his haircuts were always really nice. So I always really appreciate him, you know, for everything I learned from him as well. And so whenever I was there, he hit me up. He's like, I'm gonna open this time, this day, and I was like, okay, cool. So what I did, I I quit both places and I went with Hector. I was just like, all right, let me do it. You know, this is like, I just saw a good opportunity in it, especially because I saw he was a good barber.
You got good vibes from him.
And yeah, it just
you kind of start thinking I could cut like him eventually.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or learn more from him as well, you know, and just knowing that he had a big name at that time too. I just knew I could get up there with him, you know, and do better stuff and learn more for sure. Get my clientele. And yeah, I was there. I was there for a long time, actually. I was there in Superiority for about 3 years. And then after
you were one of the originals, right? You started off with him.
I started off with him. It was just me and him at the beginning. He had no barbers whatsoever, so it was just me and him. And I was there every day, literally every day. I didn't have anything else to do. I was there from 9 to 6 every day. And that's one thing I always, the owner of GQ Barber Lounge, he told me this. He was like, hey, just be patient no matter what. As long as you put in the time here, it's always going to pay off. And literally that stick to me. Like I did. Because I was like, what? Like, I was at the barbershop every day. I didn't have clientele. I could be dead all day, you know, sitting down at the barbershop, not doing anything, just waiting for just at least one walk-in to come in. And literally, it was always in my head. I was like, hey, as long as I'm here, it's going to pay off. And it, I mean, sure enough, it did, you know?
Nice. Yeah, that's that.
Now, you know?
That's like a little bit of manifestation, just a little bit of faith in yourself. And then Hector, like you guys said, that's pretty cool. So you had a good vibes from Hector. I mean, what about walking in that door and then it was ready to open the doors, like to open, like how did that, were you ready? Did it take off?
I mean, I was ready, you know, I felt like I already knew how to do haircuts. I had to learn a little bit more of the razor blade because I wasn't familiar with that. But little by little, I was getting into it, and that's when little by little I started braiding as well. And then Hector brought Juju, and then I learned a little bit more from Juju as well. And that's when
she's like a monster with it when it comes out to braids, right?
She was really big at that time as well. Yeah, she was the GOAT.
Watch out.
Sure. Shout out to Juju as well.
Was the GOAT. Who's the GOAT now, Abby?
No.
That's what's up. No, I'm playing.
Nah, but she was the OG, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
she was the one who, she was the one that everybody knew Juju braids. Everybody knew her for braiding hair and stuff like that. So I saw it as a great opportunity learning from her and from Hector at the same time.
And you know what I'm saying? Staying optimistic, dog. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people wouldn't feel like you feel. Like, they're thinking like, oh, man, she's fucking bad as fuck. I'm not going to make any type of money here, da-da-da-da. But I'm sure she was like, hey, you want to do a braid? I'll throw you a braid, or I'll throw you a client, this and that, so you can learn. Or come over here and learn and shit like that. You know what I mean? That's good. That's a good environment to be in. Because like I said before, you know, coming up, it wasn't like that. You know what I mean? For me, it was more like, yo, go over there, dog. I don't want you to see my sauce. Watch that. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, I'm over there, you know?
Yeah, no shit.
But, so what, you're there at Superiority, you're there for 3 years. And then what made you decide to open up your own space? Like, where were you mentally where you're like, I got to do my own?
What's the timeline from when you left?
Yeah.
So actually, when I was in Superiority, I don't know if you know my sister Liz, Barber Touch. She was the owner of Barber Touch. She opened her own barber's shop. And that's why I left Superiority. I didn't want to leave Superiority. We had a great team there and everything, and I felt comfortable there. I was growing. But my sister opened her shop, so it was only right that I would go with her. So I did. We were there for about, I want to say, a couple months. It was about to be a year. And then COVID happened.
Ooh,
yeah.
Little crash in the timeline. I feel you. We all feel you. We all have that. He started his. Is that when you started? Right, the barbershop. That's when you.
I started the barbershop like 2021, like right after everything unlocked and everything was like open, kind of. People were still picking up food and shit like that.
And I started my actual business, the personal chef service, going out there was like the March of 2020.
March of 2020. Wow.
Yeah, so.
March of 2020, that was my birthday.
Nice.
The week after my birthday, that's when they were like, all right, everybody's going into lockdown. We're going to be locked in. So it was crazy. I want to say in May was when
I mean, as a barber, right? You need clients in the chair.
Yeah, for sure. I was doing house calls.
There you go. I
with
mean,
my
hey,
gloves and my mask on
there you go.
outside, sweating in
Yeah.
the summer.
God,
But man, that's when I said, man, I'm never doing house calls ever again.
Yeah,
After
charge for
this.
gas
Yeah.
and all that shit, man. Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, were you upcharging? Were
I
you
was
charging more?
upcharging, yeah. Mhm.
But you figure the drive and the gas and taking your shit, it's like really didn't
and then
make
I'm
up
bringing
for it.
and then I'm bringing them to my house too. At the same time, I was like, damn, I'm risking a lot, you know, like. I don't think
But
it was
at the same
worth it
time,
at
you need to
the
pay
time.
those bills. Shit. Yeah, I know it was crazy. Yeah, that was crazy time. It was crazy time.
Yeah. I forgot also whenever I was working there at Superiority at the same time at nights, I was working as a bartender, as a server at Grand Terrace and Lounge. Shout out them
Where's
as
that?
well.
Where was that?
They actually already closed down. They now it's only for private events now.
Okay.
But it used to be a poppin' ass bar though, right?
It used to be a small bar, but it was good.
What was your
It
experience as
nice.
bartending? Because my big experience as a male out of the chef game, I was like, fuck chefing. Like I bartended once and made like a grip of cash. So I was like, do you have a job? Like I could actually work for you? And he's like, yeah. So I worked at Mavericks Bar and Grill on
shit.
Montana for a
Oh,
minute.
wow.
Made so much fucking money. So I'm asking, what's your experience in that bar
I
world?
mean, it was good. I was cutting hair and doing that at the same time. I was only doing that on the weekend, Friday and Saturday.
That's that grind right there
You're on
for
your
sure.
grind, though.
Yeah,
It was,
grinding.
man, I tried doing it again after COVID, and I was like, damn, how did I get all that energy to do it? Because I would
No
be
shit.
tired
No
when
shit.
we got back. I was so tired. I was like, damn, how would I do it? But yeah, I was on my grind that time. I was doing both, and I was making good money at the time.
And
Really good
what
money.
was the
Allure?
yeah, like what was the reason for all that hustle? Well, I mean, were you saving up for something or like what was it?
I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
really know.
I was gonna
haven't-
say what like as you're moving like up because every seems like you're making not parallel moves. You're actually making moves up. You know, sometimes people are like I don't like this place. I'm gonna go this place. You know, what I mean?
But
it
it's
seems like
it's
yeah,
linear, you know?
yours is like a steady climb. Like, what was your inspiration that whole time? Like as you're going like to be successful. I know we have.
I mean, I guess everybody at the time, everybody I was around with, like Juju and Hector and all of them, they were all big. Also, Papito Blessings, they were all big on the barber industry, you know? So I've always really wanted to be there. And I know just promoting all the time, I had to promote, I had to do this, I had to do that. But I guess at the same time, I was trying to get a new car as well.
There you go.
I always struggled with cars my whole life. I always had the check engine on my car.
Hey, we've been there. Sue.
Yeah.
I'm just fresh
I'm
off of
right
there.
now,
I'm fresh
fool.
out of there.
I'm there right now.
I'm
fool.
fresh out of there. Shit. Shout out Christmas. Anthony Christmas got me off of that right now. For sure.
But no, I mean, I guess I just never really wanted to feel stuck. You know, I feel always like, man, if I'm not doing anything, I'm like, what am I doing? You know, I got to use my time wisely. That's how I've always felt. If I'm sitting down waiting for a client, I want to make sure I'm promoting or doing something on my phone, you know,
So it
that
seemed
I
like
can.
your passion. You found your passion for actually like cutting hair, or actually like like
Is your
hairstyle.
passion braiding and cutting hair, or is your passion more about the relationships you have with these people and the customer service that you provide?
Damn, that's a hard question because I love braiding hair. I at the time I would always see it as a job. You know what I mean? It's a regular job. But then I started seeing what I was able to do, and I was like, damn, like I can actually do this. You know, and it just inspired me of what I could do, and I guess that's what.
So that's as an artist, that's your canvas. So every day you can go paint. Like
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it's.
Yeah.
And I don't see it a
As
hard
work.
thing. I feel like it's harder cutting hair than braiding, only because braiding hair it's just like a repetitive thing. You have to do just the pattern, and sometimes cutting hair is like, damn, is you take more time blending in and stuff like that. So braiding, I could be relaxing braiding, you know, just there all day.
And you're
I
like,
like-
okay, let's get to this cut.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
just
And
cut.
then you're cutting hair, you're like, damn, struggling. I'm trying to blend
Did
it
you ever
in,
pass
but-
him off? Because I remember Joe. He actually told me to get braided, and so I got braided, and then he cut my hair. Do you ever do that, like symbiotically?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
So I have 2 braiders, and then the rest they're barbers. So like whenever I'm booked all the time, honestly. So whenever I don't have time to take a client in, I'm always like, hey, I don't have time today, but somebody at the shop can take you.
Bet.
And that's because I don't want anybody leaving my shop. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I hate canceling appointments. I hate moving my clients, and if I can just give it to somebody else, I know my team's very talented, so I know they
it's
won't.
the same
Nice.
pot anyway,
Go
too.
anywhere.
You know what I'm saying? It's coming right back to you anyway.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm sorry, where we at the timeline? The COVID, right?
COVID hit.
So what was
you're
your
in COVID? You're doing house calls, people over at your crib, da 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 da.
Yeah, and at the time they were still charging my sister
rent. Oh shit.
Rent. Mm-hmm.
No type of help.
No type of help whatsoever. So I was telling her like, come on, let's move. You know, let's do something else. Let's not stay at that location, because there was like a bunch of little problems there going on with the whole location, and she had to pay and all that. And so I told her like, come on, let's move, like let's do the barbershop, we can do it together and all that. But my sister didn't want to leave that place, so she ended up staying with that place, and I ended up finding that location where I'm at right now. And thankfully, honestly, they helped me out a lot to try to open and stuff like that. And yeah, I took it from there. It was really it was an eye-opener, like COVID. I feel like COVID really taught me that, hey, you could just get everything taken away from you from one day to another.
Yeah, right. Yeah, for sure, right.
Like,
life can change, like the world can change. You know,
yeah,
be
one
ready
day
for
to
that
another.
shit.
So that's when I was like, I gotta do something. You know, I can't be stuck on. I gotta think smarter now. You know,
yeah, can't be like just in the the autopilot. Yeah, just like all right, this is what it is.
How was that? The relationship between you and your sister, because obviously you didn't want to ride out with her. I'm sure you did, but you just felt like it was smarter for you to do your own thing. Mm-hmm. You opened up your own spot. Like, how was that?
I mean, she was very understanding. My sister was very understanding at the time. We both supported each other as well. Like, the people that she didn't want to hire, she'd be like, hey, there's people over here.
Nice, yeah.
So,
you could use them.
We worked out. At the same time, she didn't stay with that shop long. Even before I opened mine. So, and she moved to the west side. She had opened one in the west side. It was inside the Sunland Park Mall.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, but that they were going bankrupt too at that time. They were going bankrupt, and so yeah, it just didn't work out.
Just didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough as business, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
hell yeah, man.
So
it's tough out there, dog. You know what I'm
really
saying?
is, yeah, absolutely.
You could put in as much effort as you want, and sometimes it just doesn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, my homie asked me the definition of entrepreneurship. I think it's actually somebody who can take on all these, stresses and actually keep going. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things to owning business. You know what I mean? You can be a business owner if you're just you have shitloads of money, just throw money at it. Mm-hmm. Us, we just tread that line of like, how are we? Okay, we gotta hire somebody. Okay, we gotta fire somebody. Yeah. You know what I mean? We gotta fucking move. We gotta figure it out. You know what I mean? We gotta make sure. So that's what I think entrepreneurs. Do you consider yourself an entrepreneur?
I mean, yeah, I guess so. Really,
Gotta
I
say
just
that
feel
with-
like
I know, right? Yeah, you
gotta
got
say
your own
that with
spot.
a little bit more
Yeah,
confidence.
definitely.
You know
Yeah.
what it is?
This is an entrepreneur show now. You know what I'm saying? You gotta say it with a little bit more confidence. If you didn't think that you were before now,
Yeah,
You are.
for sure, 100%.
you are an entrepreneur.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Especially the story you just told us. Going through that trials and tribulations, you had a vision. You just kept going. You know
She's
what I
gonna
mean?
leave like, yeah, I'm a motherfucker.
Yeah, right. I'm like,
Straight up.
Show up to the
Put it
shop.
on my
I'm
bio.
an entrepreneur.
I don't know. I do all these things. She's gonna end it. I put it on her business
Yeah.
card. Entrepreneur. For sure, yo.
Yeah.
That's a great story. I'm big ups, man, to own your own spot. So congratulations,
For sure.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
It really is. It's a blessing. I always think. When that video, I felt like I manifested everything. Without me even knowing what I was saying. I was looking for a job. I wasn't looking for a barber shop at the time. I was looking just for a little side hustle, and I got into the barber scene, and that's when I was like, oh, from here.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I made the video when I got hired for that place, and I was like, damn, from here, that's it. Like I'm in the barber industry. This is a new beginning.
I'm a barber now.
Yeah, I knew that was a new beginning for me.
Hell yeah.
That video I made was literally random, and it was just like, damn. When I went back to it and I saw it, it was when I was opening my shop.
Yeah.
And I never went back to watch that video when I made that video. I guess only that day that I did. And when I went back to it, I was like, damn. Like, this is a good video. I've been wanting to post this video for a long time, but I was like, not yet.
You had that fire. You had that. I mean, that fire. I know you still do, but I mean, that's that fire. Because I remember when I would be doing dishes at Costco in 2020, and I'd look over. I'd tell the story. I'd be like, "Yo, I'm gonna come to your house. I'm gonna cook for you in your house with my own tools." And they're like, shut up and keep doing dishes, man. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, place is dirty. Like, I'm like, shit, nah, I'm serious. And then that one person that actually gave me the opportunity to go inside their home, just started the whole thing. You know what I mean? So
just that one little spark.
It's that one little spark, that one little, of my vision. I'm talking, I'm serious.
Mm-hmm,
Hell
definitely.
So you got the spot. and you started putting it together. How long did it take you to actually put the whole shop together?
Man, a long time, because I never got a loan. It was out of pocket. So I was literally, when we got back from COVID, that's when I could tell you that I was getting booked, like, and that's when I was like, oh, man, it was a blessing. I feel like it was a blessing because before COVID, I had my clientele, but I had little breaks in between. And when I got back from COVID, that's when, and I was working at my sister's shop, while working on my shop, that's when, man, I got the clientele. I was booked back to back. And I mean, I always say that was God because I wasn't that booked before COVID. So it was a blessing. And then especially I didn't get no loans. So everything that I was making, putting it in the shop, everything. Little by little, I started with a couple chairs first and then filling up everything up and stuff like that.
How long was it empty?
It was empty.
So you were paying rent by yourself?
I was paying rent. No, I was paying rent, and then Joe came in. Joe,
Joe the Barber.
Yeah, hey, shout out Joe the Barber. He was
Joe
really the
Barber.
Yeah, Joe the Barber. Another. Sorry, go ahead.
He was my first barber. He was actually the OG. He was the person that I was to Hector at the beginning, you know, when I started, because he was there all the time. And he was a good barber as well. So it was just me and him at the beginning, and then I hired some braider. Yeah. And I mean, you know how barbershops go. You hire people, you let go of people, people come, people go. And so I had just recently, I mean, I turned 3 years in my barbershop, and Joe was there for the 3 years. He just recently moved.
He rode out.
Yeah, another entrepreneur, man. Got his own spot.
Yeah, and definitely.
We talk about this shit on some of the previous episodes where, you know, like for me, it took me like 2.5 years to fill up the shop. You know, I was in there by myself.
With barbers, with
barbers.
Yeah.
I was in there by myself for 2.5 years, and it was getting to the point where I was like, man, like, am I gonna have to downgrade? You know what I mean? Saying my new lease is coming up. I know this shit's gonna be more expensive. I'm gonna have to downgrade. I put so much money into this shit already. And then for you, like every time I would hire somebody and then they would leave, I'd be like, fuck, dog, like we're just barely starting, you know what I mean?
Getting that momentum.
Ride out with me, dog.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that? Like, how do you deal with those little battles that you feel like you've lost and shit?
I'm just such a strong believer that everything happens for a reason. The people that come are here either to teach you a lesson or to teach you something or to stay in your life. And if they leave, it's like it was really just
that's that time you know? Had. Jeez,
that's
pretty cerebral. That's good.
I feel like as a barber owner, that's how you're supposed to think because
people
are gonna come and go. You
or
know,
an owner in general. Yeah,
people grow. You know, in the barber industry, people grow. People leave. People don't want to be barbers anymore. There's a bunch of things that could happen. Yeah. And I mean, you're not there paying them, you know, either. So.
Yeah,
that's what
self-employed.
I mean, we just talked about that shit last episode where you know we literally count on these people. You know what I mean? They start paying you rent, and after a while, like at the first few months, you're like, okay, I'm gonna just hold on to this rent because I don't know if they're gonna leave or whatever. Yeah, right. But then you get comfortable and you start using their money to push it back into your shop. Yeah, pay the bills.
Yeah, it's basically your capital. It's your capital. Yeah.
So and then you lose it, and you're just kind of like square one again.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And to stay optimistic through those situations it's hard, bro. It's fucking tough. You know, because you're like you just feel like all over again, like fuck, man, square one.
Yeah, it's like survival mode. Yeah, because when I lost the apprentice, when I had an apprentice this year, like things were good, and I was like, this is great. You know what I mean? I'm figuring out how to like get bigger or like scale the business, and then boom, he's gone, and I'm like. Boom, survivor mode. I just do everything now, and I'm just like maintaining, maintaining and
maintaining. But we're not trying to maintain.
Right?
Yeah, we're not trying to maintain.
Trying to stay stable.
Come up. We're trying to come up this mountain, y'all, for real. So 2024, we're gonna make some big moves, y'all. Make some big moves for sure. I'm gonna hire at least 2 chefs. This Chef Tony guy. I don't know if he watches this episode, but I'm gonna
Jam.
No, Chef Tony.
Okay.
Yeah, Jam, you're right. Yeah, because I get confused because you're Jam. But yeah, we'll see. I think I'm gonna hire another Jam for the squad.
Well, I think he's Jams, and then Jam is Jam. You know what I mean?
Well, Jam, and then pajamas are pajamas, so it's all different. Bet. But no, for real. I'm gonna hire somebody, and no matter what their experience is, I want to get the business going in a different, direction, rather than just this. So, I mean, I have main clientele. I'm full. It's just that I want to scale the business, get bigger. So, I'm ready to do that.
It's time to grow.
You guys are inspiring me. You guys are inspiring me on this episode, y'all.
Hell yeah. For sure. Yeah. So, I mean, you're building. You're in there doing it by yourself. How long did it take you to? I mean, Joe rode out with you right away, like from fucking day one, or
I had actually Joe hit me up because I guess one of his friends had told him. He has a whole story about him too, like how he left to Arizona and then he came back. And right after he came back, he came to my barbershop and
he went to go do the thing out there. Like he was trying to go cut out there.
He was out there, cutting
at Trendsetters, right?
Yeah, Trendsetters. Okay. Yeah, and I guess it didn't work out for him, so he came back and thankfully he came back to my shop, and he's a badass barber. So the fact that I had a really good barber already working with me, that helped me out a lot too. Because any kind of customer that was coming in, he would take them and. That's how. Yeah,
he's a hustler too. He knew that he started doing the social media game, huh? That's what helped you guys out, because that's how he found me. And I was like, dude, like one day I was just like, how'd you find me, dude? He's like, let me show you my trick. He goes to like his like search page, and then like he does some search that's specific about his business, right? And then people come up, and then he starts commenting, liking, and just doing that for like.
Oh, he found you.
Yeah, he found me.
Oh, okay.
He found me, so he's just commenting, liking. So I followed him. He followed him back. You know what I mean? And I'm like, hey, okay, cool. You know, I followed him, but I needed a barber, so I was like, how far? Too far away from where I live. And I was like, nah, you know, I got a little money now. Let me go get a fucking, let me go get a
little 5 extra.
Yeah, let me go get a cut from my actual barber. You know, a barber, because I was, going. I don't know what I was doing at the time, but yeah. So then he found me. It was just we connected. And I was like, yeah, this is the guy. Because I mean, I that entrepreneur spirit. I was like, he's reaching out to me, so let me go fucking reach out, get a haircut for him. So I think I got a cut from y'all for like about a year, pretty consistently. Yeah. He it's that social media game though. You know what I mean? If you're not on it these days, you're not getting that extra. 90% of business almost. It's a lot.
Definitely.
How much of that is influenced on your end? Like I know you post a lot of reels and shit like that. Were you always like that? Were you always about Instagram and social media and stuff like that, or it kind of took you a little while to kind of build up to it?
It kind of did, because when I went to the barber industry with Hector, Hector was all about posting. He's like, post, like make sure you post 3 posts a day,
Dang.
And honestly, it's really smart.
It is, absolutely, but I mean, that's early. That's early in the game.
People are scrolling. People would tell me, clientele would tell me that on Snapchat I was like in their most watched, because they would watch me all the time, and I was always posting, It's like when people are scrolling and they see your post and they're constantly seeing you, Like,
eventually they'll be like, who is this girl right here? And then they fucking go into your page.
And then it's good promotion too, because even though people don't need a haircut at the time, or people don't need braids at the time, at the back of their head, they already know, hey, I know a braider that's always on my scrolling ad.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So Hector really pushed that into me. Juju was always posting as well, so I was really always posting. And when I opened my business, I was booked all the time. I thought everything was going smooth, but then that's when people start leaving, you know what I mean? Little by little. So you have to you're like, okay, what am I doing wrong? Or what am I doing? Like, what do I got to do,
Yeah.
And I just thought that within that time, I had to promote a little bit more. I was promoting. I would promote a lot for myself, but I wouldn't promote a lot for my shop. And I would try to do both at the same time, but I couldn't. It's another job.
Struggle,
Social media is having another
chunks
job,
of time making those videos. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and so I got. I want to say 2 years ago, I got offered to be a judge for a barber competition.
Oh, nice.
And this was Rex. Hey, shout out to Rex Media Creations.
Yeah,
he's like the GOAT right now.
Definitely a hustler right there for sure, dude.
Definitely, man. He's a person that has taken my barbershop to another level with all the videos that he be creating and all that. So shout out to him.
He's got the dang drones and everything.
Definitely, yeah.
He helps you with that, like separately? Like, do you pay him for that? Or?
So I pay him for that. So whenever I got offered to be a judge for this competition, he was the one that went. He didn't reach out to me. It was another guy, Pulpo, the beard oils.
Yeah, okay.
He's the one who had reached out to me, and he's like, my camera guy is gonna go. So it was Rex. That's the first time I had met Rex, and Rex was the one there recording. He was like, he had never done that before. Actually, he had never recorded anything like that, so it was his first time doing it. And I asked him like, hey, do you do like videos for shops or stuff like that, like promotions? I had already gotten offered one. Some girl had offered me if I wanted to do that, you know. But she was charging me a little too much, and at the time I was like, nah, I'm not. I can do it myself, you know.
That's a grip. Yeah, for sure.
Thanks anyway.
Yeah.
Thanks anyway. Yeah. So when Rex was going to record us for the barber competition, that's when I asked him, like, hey, do you do this on the side? And he was like, no, I don't, but I can. And I was like, well, if we can work something out, like I can pay you, you tell me like a price. Like I was telling him like this is how much they were charging me. I'm not trying to pay this much.
Hell yeah,
that's on the budget right here, dog.
I was like, this is what I'm trying to. So yeah,
that's the entrepreneurship right there, making deals.
The next day, he's like, yeah, I'll bring something the next day. Man, he wrote down this whole paper and he put it into pieces, everything, how many videos, what we could do and all that, and for how much. And I was like, awesome, can we do that in payments? I was like, I can do 2 payments. So he's like, let's do
lock
it.
it in.
Nice.
He's like, let's do it. And sure
negotiation.
enough, man, thanks to him, ever since I've been doing videos like this, he's been tagging everybody. He manages my whole Instagram, my whole business Instagram.
Wow.
So he replies to people, he tags people. He goes once a week to my barbershop and he records all of us at 9 a.m. Fridays. Every Friday at 9 a.m. he records all of us. So whoever has a haircut will get recorded that day, and he'll put the videos up as well, the caption and everything. Man, that was a blessing.
Little media manager right there.
I gotta step my game up, bro.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
I gotta step it up.
And I gotta tell you that really helped my business out a lot. And I felt like that was a big thing because I don't think any barber shop was doing it at the time. They were doing little videos here and there, but the fact that I was consistent on it, always having videos out, was what kind of brought
consistency is
branding. Yeah, branding, getting your name out there, getting their name, the people, the faces. Yeah, for sure.
You gotta kind of like stuff it down their throat, like, you know, with the more and more they see you, the more and more that you're like you on their timeline, in their fucking mind, like they're just there, fucking, you know what I mean. Making them like view your page, making them view the business.
Yeah, you're making them.
Eventually, they're fucking in there now. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But fucking, how is it? Because you're a female barber, you know what I mean. And how is it? Is it harder, easier for you as being a female? How do you feel that aspect is like as far as being a female barber, a female hair artist?
I think it was hard at the beginning. I think it was more hard at the beginning than it was now, because at the beginning people didn't know I was a barber yet, and they didn't know. You know, they see males everywhere, and then they see a female and they're like, nah, I'd rather go with the guy. You know what I mean? Like they always think that the guys cut better than the girls. I'm not gonna say they don't, but we also could get down.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And
anything I could do.
Yeah, I could do better. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Exactly.
No, and so it was hard. You know, I would have people walk in the shop when I didn't have my clientele, and they didn't want to come get a haircut with me, you know, at all. And but you would also get those clienteles out, the older clientele, and man, that clientele, I could tell you that's the clientele that I always wanted to have, because they were the ones that were just ready to have a regular haircut, a regular conversation, and just walk, you know.
Yeah.
And now I think now being a female barber I think it's even better. One, I feel like I get tipped more than a male barber. I'm not gonna lie, I really do think that.
Let's talk facts here.
That's facts, though.
Let me tell you,
that's facts.
I really hated men say that, like, just because you're female, you know, like you'd get this. Like, I really didn't like that, because I was like, damn, that's like not really putting my work out there. You know, that's not really talking about my work. That's me just talking about, because I'm a female, you get this and all that. And I would get that a lot from guys. They'd be like, just because you're female, you know? Because I'd be like, oh my God, I got paid this much. Like, just because you're female. Like,
that shit don't count, dude.
I'm like, my haircut was good, okay?
Right, yeah, straight up. Different type of customer service you don't know about. You don't know about it. You don't know about it.
What I say to it, dog, is that you guys have an advantage, because, you know, guys cut guys' hair and it's cool and shit like that, but like some guys do want to, you know, feel that touch of a girl and be a little bit more softer with it and talk to a girl while they're in the chair and shit. You know what I mean? Kind of. I'm not saying that's like particularly what you do or whatever. I'm sure you get down. I've seen your cuts. You get down. But, you know, you guys have an advantage in that. We can't say certain things, we can't do certain things, and it count the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you guys definitely have an advantage, especially if you're a pretty young lady or whatever. You can definitely make some real good money doing that shit. And you're sick with it. You know what I mean? So
And I feel like that's what pushed me to want to be better, you know, because I would always get like, it's just because you're female. Like, no, I'm gonna show you that it's not just because I'm a female.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah. I'm gonna fucking put a mask
I can also pretend to be a dude and you're gonna see.
Yeah. What's up, dog?
No, but yeah, I really didn't like that. Hearing that, you know, like, oh, just because you're female and all that. But I do see it. Like, I do see that we do, because we are females, we are catering to men as well, and men love to get catered, you know. And what's better than a female, you know, catering you too? Like,
100%.
You have soft hands.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, I'm just saying,
I'm about to lose Clay right now.
Yeah, I'm just saying, that's true. That's facts. That's facts right there. You know, we work hard. You know what I mean? Trying to get that money. We're gonna pay where we want to pay it.
What are some of the like the have you ever hit a dark space? A dark space in your head where it's like kind of like, damn, I don't know if I could do this shit anymore. Or I'm sure it's like when people leaving or whatever,
Yeah.
but like what have you experienced mentally challenging for you while doing this business shit, like while being an entrepreneur?
Definitely people leaving. When people leave, you know, I'm like, man, what am I doing wrong? Like, sometimes being an owner, it kind of means also babysitting, you know, and I don't like babysitting. That's one thing that I'm like, we're all grown here. I don't have to be babysitting anybody.
Yeah.
So just the fact that sometimes you have to deal with little things like that, people from the shop, you know, and that's kind of, that kind of made me think like,
He talks about that a lot.
Want to open another barbershop?
Yeah.
Like, man, I hate babysitting people. You know what I mean? Like, we're all grown here. We all know what we got to do. You just got to come and do your job. Like, that's it. Why are you trying to make it harder for me? You know?
Yeah.
So
The standard.
I guess,
Do you
yeah.
think that's the standard too? Like you have this standard. It's because of the fact that it's your shop. So you have this standard. It's like right here, dog. Like, come in. You know what I mean? Come in fucking knowing what the fuck, this is my spot.
Yeah.
It's not like Cool Joe's or whatever where it's like, you know, run by a fucking franchise and shit like that.
Yeah.
We put our sweat, blood, and tears in this shit.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And then you want to come in and act up.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's why The Office was so popular, though, man. It's because you got all those popular personalities, you know, in one spot, you know, and they gotta see each other 8 hours a day. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Sometimes a lot.
It's definitely like the barbershop scene. Like, you have to be there. You know, you literally at the barbershop more than what you are at home with your family.
100,
so you
yeah.
you have to know how to build that relationship with your people, because if you don't,
hell yeah.
there's always going to be that one person, you know, that's going to try to bring I don't know if you guys are familiar with the hats, the color hats.
No.
It's a book. It's a book. It's a book that I'm barely reading. And it's about
what's the book called?
it's called The Six Thinking Hats.
Okay.
It's a really good book. It talks about it's all different type of color hats. The red hat is like somebody trying to be negative, trying to bring a negative conversation to a meeting. You know, it's for like entrepreneurs, people who are trying to make meetings and trying to meet in the same direction. You know, and there's always going to be that one person that's wearing the red hat. You want to make sure that you're always wearing the green hat. You know, and stuff like that. So
that's what's up.
How do you deal with those people wearing the red hats?
You just gotta tell them to wear their green hat. you're
Put your
getting
green hat on, motherfucker.
I won't say that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fucking. I mean, that's true though. That's true though. You have to talk to them to get that better attitude out of them. Like, okay, but still, you gotta act like this. Okay, I know.
But there's also times where
Tone it down.
Tone it down.
there's also times that you gotta use the red hat with everybody. You know, just as long as everybody's on the same page.
Vic, you be using that red hat?
Oh, bro, I think that shit stays on.
Gotta tilt, motherfucker.
Just turn the motherfucker around.
Yeah.
Nah, because like we've had discussions there at the shop. You know, I've kind of told Clay about it.
For
you know,
sure.
where
our audience knows a couple.
you know, we've had a situation where one of the dudes, and the thing to me is about me is like I got 4 chairs plus mine, so that's 5, and then I got 2 tattoo artists in the front.
Okay.
Right? And then I got a thrift shop. So it's different variations of business going on in the same spot. The tattoo guys, you know, they run business differently.
Right.
And I leave it up to them because I don't know shit about tattoo shops. You know what I mean? I'm trusting you guys to do it correctly.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we're all a team. You know, we all see each other every fucking day. We might get in each other's nerves or whatever. So there's instances where, you know, one of these dudes felt some type of way or whatever, and we had to have a meeting. He wasn't really getting what the fuck we were talking about. You know what I mean? So it was just kind of one of those situations, agree to disagree type shit. But what I was telling Clay about it at the time, I felt like, because I don't like to deal with confrontation. Like, I'm real, like, I'll just stay away from it. Which will hurt me at the end because now it's not getting talked about. Now we're not resolving the issue. Now it's just there lingering there fucking day in and day out. It's making me more and more toxic. Me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had to fucking speak on it.
Address
look,
it.
dog, this is what's gonna happen. This is what we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
He didn't want to talk about it. He wanted to hear, I don't want to. No. We are gonna talk about it. Yo, everybody come in. Everybody come in. What's going on? We're talking. And finally, he was getting it. Finally, he got it. Like, all right, cool. All right, everybody put their hand in. Okay, drip studio on 3, 1, 2, 3 is drip studio. You know what I mean? But it's that. Let's talk about it, dog. Come on, give me some leeway.
Definitely.
In those situations, if you're a peaceful person like me, how do you deal with that shit as far as like, talking about the uncomfortable?
Yeah.
How do you even bring it to light?
It's horrible. It's horrible being in that situation, because you're like, man, I got so many other things to be worried about, but now I got to stop what I'm doing to fix what was going on.
To fix this little problem like this big.
Yep. And literally, that's what I would always see it. I'm like, man, we're going up, and this little thing is keeping us from going up, So there has happened a little problems and stuff like that, but to me, it's all about communication.
What's the main problem? Like, if you don't mind me asking, and without saying names or anything like that.
It could just be like people not getting along at the shop, people just little gossiping and stuff like that.
Clicks?
And,
you have clicks for me?
Yeah, little.
He's like, I've been there. I know.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just people just not liking each other, or like just not getting along, just not liking what the other person's talking about, or stuff like that. We're all right next to each other, so we all could hear everybody's conversation. So maybe that's another problem as well.
Well, they're all, like you said though before, they're all self-employed, so it's not like they're part of this whole like.
I think that's the hardest part about like employing somebody that's self-employed, because they automatically come in with that attitude like, dog, you need me more than I need you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I have a good question. I just wanted to ask like your advice that you would give to anybody that's aspiring to open up their own spot in the hair business or braiding or anything that's niche like that in the business. Do you have any advice for them?
Man, do it. Don't wait for it. Just do it. Honestly, as long as you put in the work in, it's gonna pay off. But you have to be consistent with it for sure. Discipline, and but there's no way that nobody can stop you but yourself.
Yeah, very true. That yourself. That's the biggest enemy you could have, for sure.
Yeah.
Person in the mirror, dog.
Yeah, for sure.
That's one of the best answers that we've actually seen, and for it to come from, you know what I mean? Because we've had a female guest on, and she really didn't want to really tell us about like bad experiences or anything like that. I mean, not everybody deals with bad experiences and shit.
Right.
Nobody likes to talk about the bad experience.
Yeah, right.
We ain't here talking about that shit.
Sometimes there's block though. You move some foot much forward that they block those out. You have to be like, oh yeah, I remember that fucked up shit happened. Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
Now with that, it comes with communication. I feel like I'm a very understanding person. I always try to put myself in everybody's shoes, any type of situation. So I think like, you just got to be understanding, and communication. I always tell my barbers, like, man, I'm not a hard person to talk to, If you need help with anything or whatever, like, just communicate with me. Like,
and communication is actually being vocal. So you have to, if you have an idea, something sparks in your mind, like, I could do that. Hey, that's cool. I'd like to do that. Be vocal about it. Try to get into it. You never know. My apprentice right now, he was sitting in the studio with us when I had said, I need somebody. It could be anybody. I just need somebody that is warm and wants to aspire to be something in life, I said out loud, and he's thinking to himself like, well, I can't work for Chef Clay. There's no way I could work for Chef Clay. His dad, Paul, said, hey, Clay, do you think he could work for you? Like, he could definitely do something. Hell yeah, I didn't even think twice, you know what I mean? So in his mind, he couldn't, but it's actually possible. So if you vocalize whatever you think you want, you know what I mean? Just vocalize it. You never know.
It's very true.
A closed mouth don't get fed.
Straight up, we talked about that.
What I was about to say. I was about to say that my video guy, Rex, he always tells me that because he's like, did this company hit you up? And I'm like, no, they haven't. I was like, well, did you hit him up? And I was like, no, I haven't. He's like, well, Abby,
come on now.
And I'm like, yeah, you're right. So that's what happened with Pacino's. Like, it was random that I was like, let me just message Pacino's, because they were commenting on one of my
Pacino's. What's that?
Pacino's is a company. I think right now they're in Miami.
Okay.
It's a big company. They it's this barber coming up. He was a barber, and he decided to do his own products, and
What kind of products do you do?
So this dude Pacino, dog, he was like one of the first celebrity barbers in Miami. Right?
Oh, dope.
And he did like all the competitions, and he was really well known.
Okay.
And he started. I think he even did like DVDs and shit like that. Like back when
Oh,
DVDs
really?
were a thing, like where he would show you how to cut or whatever.
Oh, okay, bet.
wow.
Bet.
And he had the chance to make his own product, which is
Yeah.
like the creams and the waxes
Yeah, he
and all that
does,
shit. And
the
then it
weird
moved on.
thing.
Now he's selling shit like at Target and Walgreens.
Damn.
And shit like that, bro.
Whoa,
This is
damn.
a barber,
He's
dog.
very inspirational.
Yeah, now
very,
he's fucking flying private jet, nigga.
Shout out
Fucking-
Pacino now.
Shout out
Shout
Pacino.
out
Yo,
to Pacino's. Shout
look
out.
at it. Dream Studio.
Right.
Yeah, so you
and-
just shout it out?
And I messaged him and I was like, hey, if you ever need anybody to do promo videos, let me know. I'm more than happy to do videos. Sure enough, like one day to another, he hit me up and I woke up. I was like, oh my God, Pacino's wrote to me. And he was like, hey, yeah, thanks for reaching out. I'll get my manager to hit you up. And yeah, they hit me up, and it was the first time actually I got offered to get paid per video that I was doing.
Shit, badass,
Yeah,
man.
that
That's
was-
what's up. That's what we're trying to
that
do
was
here
really,
at
really
Grind2
awesome.
Hard. That's really good.
That's what's up.
That's just like proof in the pudding. As you're growing and doing things, that's that little, little something that happens, and you're like, oh fuck, I'm doing the right thing. I'm going the right way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Exactly. Fuck
That's
yeah.
what's up. You
'Cause
deserve
honestly,
that. You deserve that.
I'm not a cat, man. Like, I be wondering, like, man, when am I gonna get sponsored, dog? When am I gonna get something?
And you
But
want to. You keep
I
doing
don't-
it, doing it.
yeah,
and there's
yeah.
nobody
Exactly.
watching you.
And for
Yeah.
me, it's like, I don't be, let me use your product or send me some. I don't be doing none of that shit.
Yeah.
I don't be communicating just like you're saying that you reached out to them. I don't be doing that because I'm thinking like if I'm good enough,
they're going to reach out
they
to
should
me.
reach out to me. But there's so fucking many barbers just in El Paso, dog.
A lot.
Imagine fucking, LA, Miami, Chicago. How many barbers
You got to
are
make
out
yourself stick out, and that one way is to be vocal and just be humble and be like, hey man, what can I do for you? I just want to.
there? Exactly.
Definitely.
But now I
Little
have an in, man. Now she's gonna slide in the name.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna get put on.
Definitely.
Sponsored barber, an entrepreneur, hair braider,
Hair braider,
hairstylist.
Definitely, yeah.
Jeez, goes on and on.
Shop owner.
Yeah.
Shop owner,
And
motivator.
Yeah, definitely this opportunity that I got with them, it kind of motivated me because at the time, I mean, you have your ups and downs.
Sure,
with
hell
being
yeah.
a barber. I'm like, man, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? I don't. So what am I doing wrong? What I got to do, and stuff like that. And when they reached out to me, I was like. You sometimes feel dismotivated and like you don't want to do it, and then they hit you up.
Something
and you're
like
oh.
this happens.
Yeah, something like this happens. And after this happened, that's when JRL saw my page too as well.
Yo,
They
shout
sent
out
me
JRL.
stuff.
That's the
Yeah,
second
shout
barber
out
we have
JRL.
on. That's sponsored by them.
And you're doing a raffle for them?
No, they sent me a package and they sent me a bunch of clippers. It was just random too. I followed the guy Chico Boom. Shout out Chico Boom.
Oh, yeah, for
and
sure.
JRL. I followed the guy and he messaged me. And I'm sure because he saw my page and he saw Pacino's in it. I'm sure that's a big reason why he followed me, and he saw that I was doing videos, and he saw I was doing videos for them. So he was like, oh, let me send you some products.
You're about to pop off, yo. Your followers.
Let me ride that wave right now. While I can.
That's pretty
Yeah,
good. That's pretty
definitely.
good. Shout out. That's exactly what we inspire others to do. Take the business and run with it. And these days, you have social media. You have so much ways to get sponsored, and so many things that are out there. You know what I mean? Like to just keep going. You know what I mean? Like don't stop. There's many avenues. If you're not getting people in your chairs, you're not getting barbers. Like go a different route. So do more social media. Even the goofy ones, I like the funny ones that Rex was doing. I mean, that's what gets it,
Something different, I want to do something different.
Yeah.
Pretty long videos, but it's
it works.
definitely
No, it
something
works.
different.
So where were your views before Pacino's? Like, because I feel like
For Pacino's.
it has to be for them to fuck with you. They have to see, okay, she's getting so many views. Obviously, it's worth it for us to send her products. So because she has like 18,000 views or whatever, right? So where were your views before you started getting Pacino's and JRL? Like, how many views were you touching?
Man, honestly, in the thousands, I wasn't really getting that much views. When I did the Pacino's videos too, they weren't really getting that much views, so I don't know. I'm kind of right now like, man, do they want to stick with me or do they not, because I'm not getting that much views. On my JRL, whenever I posted that video, I put him as a collab.
There you go.
And
Dope.
whenever you do a collab, it comes out on their page as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So I was like, my video guy, he was like, should we just add them as a collab? And if they accept it, well, they accept it. And if they don't, they don't.
Yeah,
and I was
exactly.
like, okay, yeah, let's do it. Because I did that with Pasinos, but Pasinos didn't put me on their page, which I was like, it's cool,
Maybe that's like
It's an
they're like kind of
option.
testing you out a little bit.
Yeah, so I was
JRL
like, it's
did?
an option, So I did JRL, and JRL collabed with me.
Damn,
and my
there you
video
go, there you
got
go.
into 24,000 views.
We got to collab with Liquid Death on this next one.
know.
we
I've
don't
been
even
trying.
do it, and then you don't collab on the Grind2Hard too on some of the ones you post, dude. I think that
Man,
it
y'all
does better.
slacking it.
It does better though. But yeah, yeah, right. No, I'm just saying we be slacking too. It's because we, what I mean. Imagine having a podcast. Like you have your business, but then you have a podcast too. So it's like I have 3 or 4 different like Instagrams and like Facebooks and stuff like that. So
man.
yeah,
I
it gets hectic.
two, and I
We
have
don't
to
even-
hire one for
Yeah.
Just small things like I don't put links on different videos. It's just like
We got to get a little bit more savvy with it, dog.
yeah, but like we could be like Abby, the entrepreneur slash.
Reach out to them, tag them and everything. Man, even if you have a shirt, with
Get a
them,
media
put
manager.
it up. Really, it's like you said. Small mouths don't get fed.
Yeah.
As long as you put yourself out there, they're gonna.
Yeah, that's gonna be
see you.
if y'all out there, you're looking for a job, you want to create a job. I think media manager is gonna be the next one that actually is the
That's
big
big.
job.
That's really
Seriously,
big.
media manager for Grind2Hard, man. Definitely, that's something that bro. Because, like we say, this is work to us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I literally don't work this day
Right, yeah.
for this shit.
Pro
you
bono,
know?
pro bono,
Pro bono. I'm doing this shit for free.
Yeah.
But
Sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
at
Yeah.
the same time,
Yeah.
I see the fruits that come with it. Dog, you know what I'm
100%,
saying?
yeah,
I see,
yeah, for sure. I would-
me getting my story out there is just that's love
Us-
to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
us networking, get to know entrepreneurs. You know what I mean?
Other business
I love
owners
that. When
and
y'all hit
shit.
me up, I felt a little inspirational.
No,
I
I love that story because I know you. I know a little bit of you, but then you just told me your story right there. I was just chilling, like, and then boom, there's Abby telling her story. I was like, oh man, got me going. I was like, hell yeah. But it's that little motivation, that people need that. I need, all the time. You know what I'm saying? And, the one picture I have I have a couple pictures, but I mean, one that I always look at is inspire, and I was inspired that day by your little post on Instagram. So always do that. You know what I mean? Don't hold back from stuff like
the
that.
feedback that I got from him, and it was awesome too. I really felt like.
What's your tag on Instagram so people can go see that?
My tag is Abby Rangel _. It's ABIRANGEL _.
We'll put that on the call. We'll just
because we can't put the whole video, but they can go to your page and check that video out for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
that was back in 2017. That was before I became a barber.
That's even better. That's that manifest video. That's that manifestation video.
Manifesting video for sure. Yeah.
That's what's up. Hell yeah. I mean, definitely motivated me to fucking put myself out there. And like you said, I don't want to do this shit forever. I love what I do. I love cutting hair, bro. But some of those 14-hour days and 16-hour days, I'm like, God.
After 40 episodes, how do you like being a podcaster, bro? I'm gonna ask you that now because that's a different style now, huh?
Like to me, dog, like I love it.
Yeah.
I love coming in and being able to talk shit and kind of get what I can't say to the team out. On video and and if they watch
Let me
it,
vent
I'm
right
like,
now and
yo.
tell them all about it.
Yeah, I go the next day. I'm like, make sure you guys watch this. But
I shot you out.
Yeah, I shouted you out.
bro, you just talking shit. Bro.
Hey, it's real. It's
now
real
you
though.
know. Now
It's
you
all
know.
real. It's all real talk. This is all the real sauce we give you right here, yo. For sure.
But it's definitely motivational, like having guests like you, because like I said, I'm not the type to be like, yo, man, like I'm a barber too, and I want to be sponsored by this and this and that, whatever. So it's kind of lit that fire under me to be like, shit, maybe I can, maybe I am able to, you know what I mean, and kind of like think higher of yourself. That too is like the confident. I'm confident, but I wouldn't say I'm that confident to be like, hey, sponsor me now. I'm this good. You know what I mean?
But it's a confidence, but it's also like something you don't think about. It's like you have these levels. It's like ceilings of things that think you're capable
but
of. You know what I mean?
those are ceilings that you put on yourself.
You gotta
You're
break
capping
them.
yourself
Yeah, you
off
gotta
and
break
shit.
them. You gotta break
It's
them.
only you. It's like I say, it's only you stopping yourself.
There you go. Yeah,
from
right back to
doing
what she said for sure, dude. Do we?
It's really
So we have
true.
we have a couple questions, or like 8 questions that we ask entrepreneurs. But I mean, we'll throw a couple at you. One of the main ones that we ask all the time. It's like my favorite fucking question. But can you help define like the line between cockiness and confidence? You know what I mean? As an entrepreneur.
Oh wow. Well, that's a good question because I'm promoting myself on Instagram constantly. I'm always the face of Blades and Braids. People always see me on social media, and I mean, I feel like the people see me and they're like, she's being cocky. You know what I mean? She's being like there's different things that people could see and and say about you or whatever.
Sure.
But I mean, the difference is just like the confidence. You have the confidence of doing it. You're doing it in a humble way. You know, that's
inside you're
inside you're doing it for yourself. You know, you're not trying to do it for. You're trying to do it to better yourself. You're not trying to do it to show
flex.
it off.
Yeah,
to show it off to these people. Yeah, that's the difference. I don't cockiness. I mean, I guess there's a little bit of mix in it in confidence, because you have to have the confidence that you are the shit. You know what I mean? That you are what you are. But at the same time, you have to kind of keep it low to teach the others that, hey, you can also be here. You know, you can also do this.
Yeah. Like Deion Sanders says, sometimes, I'm sorry, my confidence comes out as cocky. You know, you feel a certain way from my confidence.
I'm sorry,
you know
I bother you with it. You know?
For sure,
and that's what it is to me. Like, it's always people outside looking in calling you cocky or arrogant. You know what I mean? But that's and genuinely, that's who you are, just as a confidence as you can be. But people are so intimidated with their own self, with their own the way they are, and they see it as cockiness and shit.
For sure.
There's their own little opinions and stuff like that. But
let me ask you that on the different stage too, because like you're a female or whatever. So I mean, I think to me, females are a little bit more catty with it. You know what I mean? They might see, this bitch is over here. I mean, do you deal with that with other people, with other artists? Female artists that kind of like don't really share your shit, or like you could kind of see like they don't want to fuck with you because you're in their lane and shit like that, or
I actually get a lot of like promotion. I want to say promotion. Yeah, from Crystal Poppin.
That's dope. Hell yeah.
Dope.
Shout out Crystal Poppin.
Shout out Crystal Poppin.
Do you braid her hair?
I do braid her hair whenever she gets her hair braided.
There you go.
I don't always braid her hair, but whenever she does.
Yo, tell her we want to fucking. We've been trying to talk to her, man.
Tell her to be on the podcast.
Just be like, hey girl, I was at the Grind2Hard.
That's cool. As you doing it, Abby, you doing it. That's good shit. For sure.
And I met her a long time ago.
Before she was Crystal Poppin?
No.
Before I was a barber, like,
oh shit,
yeah, this was her manager. Actually, he got me to do a music video for one of his artists. And
what's LFDC is the company? What's his name?
LFDC. His name is DS Junior.
DS Junior. There you go. Yeah,
yeah.
He's like a producer. Yeah, he's been doing some good big things.
Yeah, and I met him, and that's how I met Crystal Pop, and he would get me in all her music videos and stuff like that. This was way before I was even a barber. That's crazy.
Honestly, like, yeah, maybe we can't get Crystal, but I bet you we can shout out to DS Junior. Maybe he could probably
shit. Maybe just him. Yeah, the manager.
Yeah, exactly. The manager. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because he's got a lot to say. He's done a lot.
Yeah, for sure. he has done a lot. He's been right now. I think they were in Las Vegas, shooting a new club out there, and they had a bunch of artists out there, and the videos that they be making, they're
that's one thing. I think definitely behind the scenes, I've seen the way they do their videos. That's high quality shit. Yeah, for sure.
Another question we have is: do you feel like you're in control of your own destiny?
Definitely, but with God, always.
There you go. Okay.
As long as I have God with me, I can go as far as I want to go.
Little spiritual with it.
That's good though. Yeah.
Shout out God.
Shout out God. Shout out God.
Shout out God, the one and only.
Yes, sir.
Do you feel like you've broke through? You've had a breakthrough?
In what do you mean?
Like,
it could be life, or it could be like entrepreneurship. Like as you started this journey, then you start like, fuck, I broke through. Like I didn't think I'd get here, but like I broke through.
Like,
I mean, definitely now that I'm getting sponsored for sure.
Hell yeah.
That I mean, not sponsored, right? But I'm getting products in. That
You're
was
on the
path. Goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, I'm doing good things. This is something good that I'm doing right here.
So what's the end goal? Obviously, you said you don't want to cut and braid hair forever. What would be the ultimate end goal for you as far as what you do in this business, in this
I mean, I want to open more barbershops for sure. I sometimes think like, man, opening another barbershop in El Paso, Texas, like there's so many barbershops here. But I always thought when I opened my business, I always said, I was like, I got to open my business, but I got to make it different from every other barbershop. That's why I don't know if you've ever been to my barbershop. I have the different separations in between. And that was all COVID. That was because I knew people didn't want to be right next to other
6
people.
feet each other.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So each person has their own little pot or
we
whatever?
have a wall in between everybody. And so that was a big I thought that was different from every other barbershop. Also, the fact that I'm not just a barbershop, I'm a braiding shop as well. That was another crazy thing. Different.
Yeah. As I got haircuts, every time I got a haircut, I was like, damn, should I braid my hair? And then I was like, should I braid my hair from Joe? He's like, yeah, braid it, dude. I'm like, fuck yeah, braid my hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, otherwise I would never, ever braid my hair in my whole fucking life. You know what I mean? Like, seriously.
But just because it was there.
But it was there, but I think it was my 40th birthday. I think it was like I was turning 40 and I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna get some braids, you know what I'm saying? Like do something crazy, like midlife crisis and shit. Yeah. Fucking Sean Paul and this motherfucker. I started doing reggae. Hell yeah, all
Just
that
give
shit.
me the line. Just give me the line.
And pass the draw. That was me, bro. And I was looking for
That was me, bro.
Hell yeah.
Oh man. But
Yeah, for sure.
shit, I forgot what I was fucking gonna say.
I mean, I just thought that was different, you know. So I definitely do want to open more barbershops.
Dope.
Make it different from other barbershops.
And what's the timeline for that? Because I know you've had this shop for 3 years already.
Yeah.
Right. So what's the timeline for you to open up another one? When do you think?
Vic be
honestly-
pressuring people about that one because he's on that timeline. He's ready to open his next one. He wants to see the next
my
one.
camera guy, he's always like, "Come on, Abby, you gotta get on
Gotta
it.
get-
When are you gonna open the next barbershop?"
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, "Just not yet. Hold on, just wait a little bit." Right now, I just got a full staff on my barbershop.
Dope.
I've always said like I need to establish this one first. You know, I need to work on this one first, and I don't really think you can actually do that because it's like
It's never gonna be done.
People come
When somebody
and go.
can take your spot at that shop and you can walk away and then you can come back. Oh,
Yeah,
you're good?
definitely.
Oh, you're good?
And that's a big thing too, you know, trusting people, like having somebody that's going to be your right hand, you know, really gonna follow your rules and not just because they get along with the barber.
But your culture, not just your rules, but your culture. You know what I'm saying? Like what you instill in people and how you want to, you know, treat each customer and how they want to make them leave and think about braids and braids and stuff like that.
You say is your right hand right now?
Right now, I don't really have.
So you're doing everything. You're just that. You just get there. I like that. So then when you do own your own shops, you're gonna be like full on in every shop, whatever. How many shops?
I mean, no, not really, because it's a job. You know what I mean? I really don't want to be there all the time. I want to have somebody there that's gonna take control of what my rules, you know, what I have established there.
Is that along
like you?
What I've done?
It's
yeah,
like you're there,
it's
but you're
me.
not there.
It's me, but I'm not there. Yeah.
Is that along the lines of what you're looking for too?
Yeah. But at the same time, bro, like you say, like we say, you know, the standard's so high. Because like,
It's
for
like what they
example,
say.
like I'm getting ready to, you know, have my baby or whatever, and I want to take 2 weeks off, you know, 2 good weeks off. But I know for facts that I'm not going to be able to.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying because I know my clients will hold out for me. They'll wait.
Yeah, bet.
Because I'll tell you, yo, dog, I'm gonna, you know, just wait for me a little bit, dog. But it's more of I gotta be at the shop. I gotta be there. I mean, even to this day, I fucking show up every day on my day off. On Sunday, I'm cruising by, whatever, just to see what is going on.
Yeah. And I've always said nobody's gonna take care of your business like how you are. Really.
Yeah.
Like, so I mean, you kind of have to lower your standards a little bit just to know, hey, as long as this person is loyal to you, you know, and is really willing to build this up
The
with
brand.
you. Yeah, the brand up with you, then there you go. But it's hard. It's really tough trying to find somebody.
Definitely. That's that struggle for
wants
sure.
to take care of your business like how you do.
Y'all step it up, man. Step it up.
For
Just
sure.
don't stop. Keep going.
For
Stay
sure,
positive, y'all. Stay motivated. You know what I'm saying?
And what inspires you? Is there a moment, a person that inspires you?
Perfect question to end this. Perfect.
What inspires me? Wow.
What or who? Could be somebody that
It could be a situation you were in, a person.
Honestly, I feel like my family inspire me. My family, they all come from we're a big family. I have 6 sisters and 1 brother. I have to think about that. Yeah, 6 sisters and 1 brother. My dad, he's a pastor. He has a church in Juarez. He's been doing it for 40 years. So just the fact that he's been doing it for 40 years, you know, it's not a job that somebody pays him or stuff like that. So just his consistency on it,
definitely
inspires me for sure.
That's what's up. Yo.
Man of God, shout out for sure. I'm 100%. Yo. It's always been family recently, man. I heard what inspires you, and it's like right away, it's like family. You know what I mean? You want to keep that fire for them. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, for sure. And my brother, he's an entrepreneur as well. So is my sister. They all have their little hustles, their own little businesses, you know, and that inspires me. that made me want to open my business too. You know, like, hey, I can do that. And they're all older than me. I'm the baby. I'm the youngest one.
So you got some like big shoes to fill kind of shit. Like
for
you
sure,
feel like
that helps you.
Like going back now from when we started, Clay. 40 episodes ago.
Sheesh.
40 weeks. Almost
40
a year
weeks
straight, dog. Almost a year straight.
Non-stop.
Let me ask you that same question, dog. Now looking back, what inspires you?
What inspires me, man? Honestly, it's like I was actually nothing, dog. I really like people say, "Oh, you're nothing, you're nothing." I really feel like I was nothing. Like I had lost everything. You know what I'm saying? Like my kids really didn't know who the fuck I was after I divorced their mom, and I was just like had nothing. So what inspires me is to like that people actually, damn, you changed. You actually changed, and wow, you're a great person. Like you say what you did, and you did it, and like. I'm like, yeah, I did it. So what inspires me is to keep going. I just want to keep going. Who knows what the hell is the future? But like I've broken so many barriers. I've done so much, and like things that I've never thought I would ever have, like a house, you know what I mean? Like my own car that's nice and updated and doesn't have lights going like you're saying, you know what I mean? These are little things that I'm like, oh my God, where the fuck am I? Who am I? You know what I mean? But who the fuck am I? But it inspires me to keep going and figure out who Chef Clay is, you know what I mean? And where I can be, you know what I mean? Because didn't expect to be here, bro. Didn't expect to be here.
Yo, that's what's up, dog.
So what's up, my fam? Like, what about you? What's inspiring you?
For me, dog, honestly,
40 episodes, bro, of Grind2Hard, King Vic.
King Vic in the building. What inspires me, dog, is honestly just, you know, like nightmares of the bottom, dog. Is never wanting to go back to that person who I was 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like I was, you know, I could literally say I was, you know, fucking at the bottom of the barrel, dog. And all I had was up to go up.
Bet.
I had myself to do it. I put myself in that hole.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Take
I put myself
responsibility.
in that hole, and I took myself out that motherfucker. So like you saying that, you know, you being this new person and people realizing and telling you like, yo, dog, you fucking doing good. You completely changed.
Yeah.
That's what inspires me too.
Bet. Yeah, and I'll just
people
keep
like
going.
this, dog, coming in and doing it on their own and fucking, you know, you inspired me to go out. I'm gonna go Pacino's right now.
telling you
right now.
Telling you, and it all started from a post. So it just let you know, guys, anything that's real and it comes from your life, just put it out there for other people to get inspired, for other people to just be like, damn, I could do it, you know what I mean? Or just get that little smile that they're like, you know, life is good, you know, God's great, you know, he gives blessings, you know.
One last question, because we're big on this shit. How important, because a lot of people don't believe in this shit, how important is manifesting?
Oh man, when I saw that video, I was like, man, that's manifesting, you know? I felt like
you spoke it into existence.
I spoke it into existence, not knowing what I was talking about at the time, you know? I was literally in my car sitting down talking about it, of what I wanted, you know? And I am such a strong believer of manifestation.
And I think you might have been so much on fire at that moment. That's why you filmed it, right? That's why you.
I mean, I guess so. I don't know. Back then, I was
not on fire, but you had that lit. You just lit. You knew it.
YouTube videos. I wanted to make little YouTube videos and stuff like that. I thought myself being silly, you know, when I did the video. But when I went back to inside, I was like, damn, this video was for me. It wasn't for anybody else to watch it. You know, it was for me to hear myself.
For sure.
100%. Sometimes you gotta do it for yourself, man. Don't do it for anybody else but your fucking self, the person in the fucking mirror. Yo, with that being said, Abby, it was a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much.
Another fucking episode in the books.
Thank you so much.
Yo, y'all make sure you touch in every fucking Friday at 9 a.m. YouTube, Spotify,
stay positive, y'all.
Radio, Amazon Music. We on all that shit, man.
Stay positive, stay motivated.
Subscribe and listen to that shit. Peace.
Keep going, y'all. Keep going up that mountain, y'all. We're with you, y'all. We're with you. Shit is fucking hard
shit
work.
Went by fast, dog.
They did. That was a good episode, man. That was a badass episode.